Number one, the things we tell ourselves. I was 19 and I had recently been in a failed talking stage with this really beautiful girl, and I was a simp. We hadn't even met, and throughout the day, when I was playing Xbox or sweeping the garden or working out, I would constantly fantasize about a future with this girl, taking her on dates. What would it be like to have sex? I know it's vulgar. I was a horny little boy. Of course my main thing was I wanted to shag. So this is all I would think about. But as soon as I was longed off, my brain took me to the weirdest place. And guess what my brain blamed being longed off on? My height. I'm 5'5", and immediately my brain came to the conclusion, based on the fact that I was longed off, that my height made me inferior to other guys and I wasn't good enough genetically to even be considered a man. So in my diary, yes, I had a diary, alright, fuck off, I would torture myself by writing things down such as, why was I born in this body? I'll never be good enough to have a woman love me. I wish I could swoop down and slap my cock across his forehead because younger me was a retard and I know exactly what was wrong with him at the time, and it was nothing to do with his height. Even if, for the sake of argument, she did reject him because of height, let's just forget about her for a moment and focus on younger me, alright? First of all, the greatest thing causing his mental torture was the way he spoke about himself in his own mind, the things he believed about being short and the conclusions and assumptions he would make about people disliking him because of his height. These days, I suffer with no mental health issues, no insecurity, and that was because at some point I learned that my belief system was biased and broken towards height, and it needed to be fixed. And once we can fix our belief system is when we can actually start to enjoy our lives, forget about our height, and actually be considered attractive to girls that don't care about height. But Kian, changing my brain won't change the fact that in real life most girls don't go for shorter guys. Are you an idiot? I do not want you to sound like this guy, alright? Because this guy is trying so hard to defend the thought process that is setting him back. It's of my belief that 99% of guys below 5'8" reject themselves before they even approach a girl. They sit there at the bar and think, wow, that girl's really beautiful, but she won't like short guys. Bro, how the fuck do you know? Are you a mind reader? And it's because these guys' belief systems are warped by telling themselves every day that short guys can't do well. We don't want to be like 99% of guys, do we, mate? Let alone short guys. Imagine how easy it is to obliterate the competition and become an attractive short guy that talks to girls when literally 99 out of 100 short guys reject themselves before they even approach a woman. There is no competition. All you have to do is reframe your mind and recognize that height isn't the thing in life holding you back from being successful. For me, it was just my willingness to improve and destroy the negative thoughts in my mind. Is there short men in the world that pull attractive women? Yes! What did they need to do to level up to get there? Their body? Status? Okay, let's do that then. If we just put in a little bit of effort in believing that we can be successful, it's amazing how quick we can get to the top 1%. I'm building my way up there, alright? Number 2, evidence therapy. I don't want to tell you go improve and talk to girls if I've never done it myself, alright? So I'm going to tell you how I collected evidence that proved I can be successful and confident. In 2023, I'd finally obliterated this false belief system I'd built up, telling me that I was doomed with girls because of my height. My friend Hassan and I, just the other month, got 2 train tickets and sat around on a train filming each other. And where were we going, bro? The local shopping centre, or the mall. And why were we going there? We decided to give ourselves a challenge. We were going to walk to this shopping centre and leave it having cold approached as many girls as possible. We're both the same height, by the way, 2 short kings, alright? And now that our beliefs about height were open to be changed, we had to start collecting evidence that we could be confident with girls. And I'm not going to lie, mate, it was terrifying, especially at first. I got told to approach this girl who was working at a Coca-Cola stand and start flirting with her. I felt this rush of anxiety just thinking about how I could mess it all up. I was smiling to myself, trying to rationalise that no matter what, I have to walk over there. Despite the 30 limiting beliefs being thrown at me at once, saying, no, I'm too short, or I'm not where I want to be though. I walked over and she was very attractive, mate. I asked for a Coca-Cola. I don't even drink that shit, mate. I just needed a reason to be there. Then I completely fucked it. I froze when I was by her. I didn't say anything to her, and then I walked off. But you know what, mate? That's just part of collecting evidence to become more confident. I spoke to maybe 9 or so girls that day. Some went really well. I had really nice conversations. Others didn't go well. But by the end of the day, I had built up a stack of evidence that I am able to talk to attractive girls, regardless of the outcome. I told my limiting beliefs to shut the fuck up and let me work, alright? So after you've broken down the belief system that you are doomed, the next step is to prove that you are not doomed, alright? Whether that's talking to just one girl through the DMs, meeting with a mate and challenging each other to cold approach a girl. And I know right now you're wanting to swipe off thinking, oh, but well, this doesn't apply to me right now. Once I'm in shape and driving, then maybe I can shut the fuck up. And I'm talking directly to you, mate, alright? 5'1" or 6'1", 10% body fat or 25%. Haircut or bouffant, I don't care. If you want to feel confident as a short guy, you have to prove to yourself through evidence that you can talk to girls regardless of where you are right now. I was approaching these girls at like maybe 22% body fat at the time. I don't care about that. Use evidence therapy to grow your confidence, because confidence without action is just delusion. And I'm not specifically saying be successful with the girl to grow your confidence, because chances are, mate, look, most guys are only going to get like maybe 5 out of 100 times where they don't get rejected by a girl. The point of doing this isn't to actually get the number every time. The point is to stop being fucking scared of approaching girls, alright? So go into it with the mentality that my mate and I had, which is to try and get 100 rejections. Just get it out of the way. Do 100 bad cold approaches. And then after that, it would be unreasonable for you to not have a decent level of approaching girls. Number 3, a planet-sized goal. Just a quick step. In the middle of 2023, I was feeling a bit lost. I just had a boxing match that I lost and was hanging around with mates on nights out most weekends. And this ain't even really about height, mate. This is just life in general. I wasn't that happy. And it was that way because I didn't have any direction. And naturally, when you don't have a goal that's so big and outside of yourself to focus on, like a boxing match or money or body shape, you tend to start fixating on the smaller things about yourself that can easily lead to insecurity or a lack of confidence. I was sitting there in my home when I thought to myself, I really need to get my life in order. And my method of doing this was to start a YouTube channel. This YouTube channel, in the hopes that I can do this for the rest of my life. And as soon as I set a goal for just 100 subscribers, my focus narrowed, any bad feelings disappeared, and I was able to just work and feel extremely fulfilled. So having a huge goal that you're motivated to dedicate your life to is not only a great way of building confidence, because you're literally leveling yourself up every day, but it also silences the negative thoughts in your head. What is something you've been meaning to start but still haven't? What are you scared of? Could you start this thing for literally 1 minute tomorrow? Number 4, your brain has a door. Be careful what enters it. I used to binge watch YouTube, just like you, mate, alright? And when I say binge, I mean I'd just click on what mildly intrigues me. And it got to a point in 2022, when I was also very fat, where my suggested feed was filled with 2 things: politics, which is gay, and dating videos, specifically red pill type stuff about height. And I didn't realise how incredibly negative these topics were to consume on a daily basis. I'd wake up and immediately absorb a bunch of stuff about stuff that wasn't relevant or important to me. But because I was exposing myself to it, I would always be thinking about short guys in dating, or how scary politics is. Alright, we don't need that bollocks for our brain, mate. Once I realised that your brain is like an open door, I started to become very selective with what I let inside. I unsubscribed from every politics and red pill channel. It just wasn't relevant, and it was making me feel worse. I replaced them with a suggested page blocker extension on Chrome, and I was only subscribed to a few channels that aligned with my current goal. I don't listen to the news either, and I very rarely listen to degenerate music. This is because your brain is kind of like a petrol tank in a car. Most cars in the UK need petrol, and the better the petrol, the better the car runs. If I'm shoving diesel into a petrol engine, then my car's either gonna not work or it runs like shit. Your brain is the exact same, mate. If you keep telling yourself, my destination is to be ripped, or have a girlfriend, or fix your mental health, or be confident as a short guy, but you're consuming shit videos every day about short men dating and girls not liking short men, fresh and fit, all that stuff, then you're filling your brain with fuel that's going to slow your progress or just stop it. It would have been impossible to change my belief system about being short if I kept consuming negative video after negative video. Oh, but Kian, I'm good with that stuff. I'm just immune to outside influence. FBI? Yeah, remember me? Yeah, there's a guy here saying he's immune to outside influence. Oh, really? Yeah. So he's 1 in 7 billion and he needs to be kidnapped right now for experimentation. Okay, let me get his details. I have your IP, mate. Most people are pretty similar to each other, mate, and the quicker we both realise that neither of us are immune to outside influences like degenerate music or short men videos, the quicker we can do the first 3 steps and actually be confident in our own bodies. These are my 4 things I've done to improve my confidence as a short guy. Alright, fuck the black pill.